Alright, so this is going to be a video about the iPad Pro. I just talked about the 6S and the 6S Plus, but here's the Pro, the iPad Pro. First of all, it has a 2732 by 21 or by 2048. We all remember that game. Resolution with 264 ppi and the iOS 9 split screen feature. Hopefully it uses all apps. If it doesn't, then this thing will be a ripoff, which keep that in mind, the ripoff part, which I'll talk about. It has an A9X processor, which they said it's faster than the previous chip, and they said it's actually 80% faster than most portable PCs, and 80% faster than the portable PCs, such as I think they're talking about the Surface Pro. Apple, they're trying to go against the Surface, and I don't really like this thing. I don't really like this tablet. Let me just keep going. There's a smart keyboard for the iPad Pro, which this is unlike any keyboard used before. That's a fucking lie. And no, do you think there's actually three circles on the side of the device connecting it, and it has actual keys. The keys look kind of nice. They look about as nice as they look about as nice as a laptop one, and they look nicer than a Surface keys, but and the Apple Pen, which I'll talk about later. Or the Apple Pencil, I meant to say. Sorry, the Apple Pencil is basically for Photoshop, touching the display, forced pressing with it, drawing. It's basically a nice. It's kind of like the Galaxy Note, but this has Force Touch built into it. And Apple Smart Keyboard is. I'm gonna talk about it for a second. They say it's unlike any other keyboard. What the fuck, Apple? No, it's not. The Galaxy Tab S has um, connectors on the back that connect the keyboard or a case to it. And the Surface has a keyboard just like this. This is a fucking Apple Surface, really. This is basically an Apple Surface, but it doesn't run a full desktop operating system, so you're going to be using scaled up Apple iOS apps if apps take advantage of it, but will they? I don't know. I think this is kind of a disappointing tablet in my opinion. And then I look at the price. Microsoft's trying to lower their Surfaces every year. They're lowering the Surface tablets. And this is a first-gen product. Keep it in mind, the iPad Pro. And November, it's going to come out with its silver, golden, space gray, no rose golden on this one. I don't know why. A 32 gig model for 800. So Apple's admitting that the 16 is too small, but they won't give it to the phone users, which I don't see why. While 128 is 949. And at this price, Apple 700 for the 32 gig one, fine. I think that's decent, but 949 for 128, and if you get the 128 with um one 128 gigabyte one with LTE, that is $1,079. What the fuck, Apple? I'm not paying for that. And even worse, the Apple Pencil is $99, and the 169 for the keyboard. I'm actually gonna open up my calculator app right now and search it. Yeah, it's gonna take some time because I'm using an old computer, but it does basic stuff. So yeah, so nine. All right, sorry. 179. Just wait a second here. This is not the most professional video, and it probably never will be. Come. $13,447. You could buy a fucking MacBook Pro with that money. This is, in my opinion, this is a good product until I saw the price tag. It's a good product on its own, but it should be more, in my opinion. Why is there no small floating window apps like on Samsung tablets? Why is there no... From what I've seen, there's nothing that really takes advantage of the screen. Yeah, you get bigger stuff to look at, but it's a big iPad. In my opinion, this kind of sucks ass in my opinion. Yeah, performance-wise, it's, as you can see from the graph they have, much better than the iPad Air 2, and even way better than previous iPads. It's up to 360 times faster, than the original iPad, I believe, and still has 10-hour battery life. But another thing is the speakers on here are actually pretty decent. There are four of them in each corner of the iPad, and it's the same thinness, 6.9 millimeters, and it's actually 157 pounds, or 1.57 pounds, whereas a MacBook Air is 1.54 pounds, so just a little bit over a MacBook Air. And I would rather get a MacBook Air instead of this thing. And I hate 11-inch computers. Yes, this is a bigger screen than them, but if you've ever used a tablet, and a 10-inch tablet before, and try to hold it with one hand or something, it just does feels uncomfortable. A laptop, at least I can set it down and use the mouse with just one hand and navigate with one-handed use, which Apple used to be all about. And the pen and the keyboard are fucking overpriced pieces of shit, in my opinion. Apple is always overpriced for their accessories. Hopefully some third-party manufacturer makes a keyboard case. And you know what? I thought the iPad Pro was cool until I read a little bit more about it. And if the multi-window turns out to be disappointing, I don't know what to do. If you can't, once you move the window, since it's only from the right side, if you can't switch them around, that would suck. Another thing that would suck is, trying to say, since you see the status bar is only on one side, iOS, you tap the status bar to go to the very top of a page. I don't think you'll be able to do that on this tablet. Another thing is, it's just a big-ass iPad. There's nothing more. It's not pro at all. If you thought the iPad was bad for productivity, a keyboard and a pen are not going to change unless Apple gives us like downloading from the internet browser and shit like that. But they should have made a touch optimized OS 10, or just not even made this thing, period, or made it for a cheaper price. Just call it like the iPad Plus. This really should have been called the iPad Plus. There's not anything pro about this, in my opinion, and I think it kind of sucks, to be honest. Yeah, there's three dots at the bottom that connect, but Samsung tablets have done the same with cases, so it's not that special. The Surface does it, and I'm pretty disappointed with this. And 5.6 million pixels, yeah, it's going to be a good tablet if you can afford it. And I get it, it's a premium tablet. It just is that way. That's how premium tablets are, but I don't know. I'm not sure how many gigs of RAM are on these devices. I'll probably try to talk about it if I ever confirm that. They're not really telling it now, kind of like when the 6 launched. We didn't know right away until a couple weeks later. But I'm pretty disappointed with this tablet. It should have been better, in my opinion. It's going to be great for performance-wise, and the reason why it's performing better than those Surfaces is because it doesn't run a real fucking operating system. It runs iOS, which is uh, it's the most basic operating system, basic mobile operating system, making it even worse. That's kind of like the article I saw called "Worst Fake Sneakers," making it even worse that they were the worst, but making it worse that they're fake ones. It's kind of like that article that I saw quite a bit back. In my opinion, I'm not really feeling this, especially for the price. Just as a loan, if someone handed me this for free, or not for free, if someone let me use this tablet for about an hour or so and multi-window worked with every single app, if it worked with every single app and it was quick to access, you know what? I would like that. Maybe if you could force touch on an icon from the home screen and it will say open as a window or open in multi-window, that would be nice. If Apple could do that, that may convince me a little bit more to use this for productivity, but I don't know. It's a good device, like all iPads have been, but considering it's Pro, I'm comparing this against the expensive $1,000 laptops and the Surfaces. Considering you're going to charge that price for it, you might as well compare this to a good laptop. That's all I have to say, and I don't know, Apple. You may want to price drop this and make the accessories cheaper. That's all I have to say, and bye.